Valeria and I'm from the group 5. I am 1 and I'm doing an interview to a foreign person. Well, in this case, he's not exactly a foreign person, but he lived for a while in USA and well, let's begin. And well, can I have your permission to film?
Of course, yes, no problem. Get out.
Okay, well, so can you tell me what your name is?
Yeah, my name is Edward.
Okay, so have you lived in USA before?
Actually, yes. Actually, I've lived in El Paso, Texas before.
Oh, that's great. You're Mexican, right?
Yes, actually, I'm Mexican, and but I live in El Paso, Texas, also Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And how did you feel when you lived there?
Well, actually, life is really different over there because you feel, first of all, you feel the security over there. That's very important. When you cross to the USA, the law is really respected, and you feel more secure over there than here in Mexico.
Oh, that's a big difference. I think in Mexico we have that feeling of insecurity, and because of all of the things that are happening in this country. But
Actually, you are right.
well, can you tell me what have you watched while the time you were living there? About the difference between Mexico and USA. Talking about pros and contras.
Pros and contras. Well, actually, the pros in the United States, first of all, as I was telling you, is the security, right?
Yes.
Actually, people tend to respect more the law because the fines are really high over there, right? Just to give you an example, if you cross the street in a place that is not permitted, actually, one of the things is that you get arrested, and they make you to cross the street in the right form for many times. Actually, that was one of the curiosities over there, right? Also, that the wages are really are higher in the United States. For example, you can earn up to $8 or $10, $11 per hour, and that is something that you can earn here in Mexico, but just per day. Something different, the products, for example, products and services are really high quality compared with Mexico. Unfortunately, here in Mexico, well, the products don't have the same quality like cars and products in general. But actually, yeah, it has many pros to in the United States. Here in Mexico, some pros we can say are that the people are warmer than the States.
Yes.
Actually, people receive you like if you were a part of them, and that's something really nice here. The culture is very varied, and also the food.
Yes, I think the same. I have always said that in Mexico people are more warmer, and also they make you feel always like if you are welcome in here. And that's other question I want to ask you. In the time you lived there, you felt sometimes like rejected or something like that? You have that kind of problems living there?
Well, fortunately, I didn't have that kind of problems over there in the United States, but actually many Mexican people have, especially for the way they speak, and mainly for the skin color. Especially
Yes.
if a person is brown skinned, and also with brown eyes or black eyes, and they don't pronounce correctly. Actually, that is a reason for Americans to reject Mexicans, right? They would say, you know what, you're not welcome here in this country. If you don't pronounce well, right, well, go back to Mexico, right? So, fortunately, I have that problem, but many of my friends have that big issue, fortunately.
Oh, okay. And after living for a while in USA, you get to feel part of that country, or you have always felt like Mexican 100%?
Well, actually, maybe not 100% Mexican, not 100% American. Actually, it's kind of 50-50 because you know that you live in the United States, you get the habits, the customs, you get the language. In many ways, you get the American way of the way of thinking, but in some way, because you're in touch with your family, your friends here in Mexico, well, actually, you never lose that Mexican touch, and that's the same situation with some relatives and friends that I have. So we cannot say that you're 100% American, 100% Mexican. Actually, you are 50-50. You're like a Mexican American.
Oh, okay. So, other topic I want to touch is the hardest part of leaving your country, your family, your customs, everything you have in your natal country. You leave all of that behind only to get better opportunities. And I think that's a really hard part of being Mexican, because maybe you have everything here but you don't have the opportunities. What do you think about it?
Actually, that is right. Here, Mexico has a lot of talented people, right? There's a lot of people with a lot of ideas, emotions, whatever. Unfortunately, people in Mexico don't find support from their government, from the companies, so they have to make a hard decision of going to the other side of the Grande River, and it's really hard to do that because when you're over there, if you're alone, maybe with other Mexicans or people from other nationalities, not only Mexican, Central Americans, South Americans, or Europeans, whatever, it's very hard because you know that, as you said, Mexicans are really warm people, and over there, well, you feel alone. You feel that and maybe you're never coming back, but also at the same time, you're with the fear of getting deported. Yes, especially in now with the current government. Well, there's a lot of people with that problem. Also, in the state of Arizona, it was really a bad situation. So actually, yes, you are with the fear, but also your sadness is really high because you say holidays like Christmas, New Year, birthdays. I mean, you have to spend them with people you never knew before. So actually, it's really complicated. You go for a better future for the people in Mexico, but you sacrifice yourself.
Yes, and I have always thought that people that do that to get a better future is so brave, because I imagine myself in that position and I think I would never be able to do that, to leave my country, because I'm so used to my family that I could never be able to be alone, without friends, with the people that are always looking at you like if you were a weirdo, only because you are from another country. And well, that's a part very important for me, that I would never do something like that. I don't know if I would have that braveness to make that, but I admire that. I admire that part of all the people who does it.
Actually, when I was over there, I met lots of people from Central America, especially, or people from Central Mexico, Puebla, Mexico City, State of Mexico, who told me, you know what, I'm coming from a really far place, and just to get some bucks for my family, that they are suffering over there, and I'm suffering here. I mean, if you cross illegally to the United States, you don't get the best jobs, you don't get the best salary. But even that low salary is way better than the salary you earn in your native country.
Yes, that's a big problematic in this country. But talking about other happier topics, would you think that Mexican culture is quite better than American culture? I mean, I have always thought that Americans are like selfish. I don't know why I have this idea of them because, but I have it, and I don't know. Could you tell me if that is true?
Actually, and this is because Americans, since they are children, grow up with the idea of that they are the best country in the world, and they were born to rule the world. So actually, they start learning that since they are children. So that's why they feel they are better, because that's what they are thinking all their lives. I mean, it's different than Mexico. In Mexico, well, they don't tell you, you know what? Yes, you are Mexican. You're the best. It doesn't happen like that. In the U.S., it's constant. Actually, that's why you feel Americans are really selfish, and that's true because if you've seen about American history, they say that they don't have friends, they only have allies, they only have partners. And answering your question about the Mexican culture, actually, Mexico has culture and the U.S. doesn't. The U.S. is a composition of different countries. Remember that it's a country of immigrants, and Mexico is a place that it still has a lot of cultures, the Aztecs, Mayans, the Olmecs. I mean, Mexico has one of the biggest, in best cultures in the world. It's very varied, it's very, colorful, with a lot of flavors. Actually, Mexico has a real culture. The U.S. is only a composition of different countries.
Yes, and I agree with you in that part of the immigrants make United States what they are because they are a big and the most important part of the production of that country. I agree in that part. And well, talking about other things, are you a teacher of English, right?
That's true. Actually, I'm an English teacher. I'm a conversational English teacher.
Oh, you have a great accent. I really admire it. But I have that difficult. I think that's a difficult part for me because I have no one to practice with. And well, but talking about other thing, I was filming you, but it stopped because of the battery. So I put it in the charging again, and I'm going to film again. Is it okay?
No worries for me, kiddo.
Okay. So, I have another question for you. Where do you live nowadays? In Mexico, or are you still in United States?
No, at this moment I came here to Mexico, to here for working, and also because I have some relatives here too. So, and also to know more about Mexican culture.
Oh, great. And you live near of the wall, right?
I beg your pardon?
You live very near from the wall? The border?
Okay. Well, actually, I'm not so far, actually. But it's more than a wall. It's a fence, actually.
Oh, okay. And what do you think about this situation of Donald Trump trying to make a great wall and the stuff that he's spending all the time saying in all the media and everything? How does it feel to live in a place very near to that wall?
Well, actually, the wall is I consider that it's more like an impulsive idea of President Trump, and the reason for this is because according to what I've seen, he's not very sure. I mean, he used that to win, to get more votes, right? But after half a year, almost a year, he hasn't done anything. So I'm not really sure that he's really going to make that wall. I really have my doubts.
Yeah, I think that he's more like only want to say things so he can generate a great polemic, and then he just get all the cameras over him. That's his strategy.
Like strategy.
Yes. So, and talking about Trump, I would like to know. Well, I would like to take again the topic of the Americans who always have thought that they are the greatest country in the world. And I think that with Donald Trump as their president, they make that idea even greater, right?
Yeah, just consider that Donald Trump with his slogan, MAGA, Make America Great Again, that was a wonderful marketing strategy because Donald Trump was telling Americans what they wanted to hear, right? Especially after having a black president. Don't forget that the United States is a really racist country. And he just told Americans what they want to hear. So now let's say that their ego is really high, right? So people feel good, but they are seeing that in reality nothing's changing. Actually, things are exactly the same like when he began his period. So
yes.
It's only a wonderful strategy.
Well, is there some message you want to give to all Mexicans that sometimes are like preferring other countries or preferring to help foreign people than their own people?
The thing I can say is Mexico, you are beautiful. Your country is beautiful. Please love your country and believe that you can be greater than any other country in the world. Just believe in yourselves.
Okay. A last question, and this is personal question. Well, for me, you're an English teacher, right? I would like to know
Yes, sir.
how can you say my English is? Do you think I'm so bad in English, or more or less?
Well, actually, your speech is good, but you will need to work on pronunciation, fluency, right?
Yes.
And in the case of pronunciation, we practice like making meditation from natives. I also to speak with native people. And in the case of fluency, I guess you could be really better, right? What I see is that you're doing good, but you can do way better, really, really, really better. And well, actually, the apparently your listening is good, and some vocabulary needs to be corrected too.
Okay. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye bye.